would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight.
You can. That's whenever I want to.
Fresh shockwaves have hit the boxing world after new training footage of Floyd Mayweather Jr. surfaced, showing the 48-year-old legend still looking razor-sharp. The clips have ignited heated debates among fans, with some daring to suggest that a dream matchup against Terence Crawford could actually be possible. Yet not everyone is thrilled by the idea. Several respected boxing insiders and former champions are sounding the alarm, warning Crawford to avoid such a clash. Their message is clear: Mayweather's speed, reflexes, and defensive genius haven't declined nearly as much as people assume, and stepping into the ring with him remains a dangerous gamble.
Would beat upon Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he would beat him. Yes, it would be a competitive fight, but Crawford, master thinker just like Floyd. What the advantage that Floyd has is that he has great defense. The advantage that Crawford has is that he not only can fight orthodox, he can also, he's versatile. He can switch to the southpaw stance. And we all know that Floyd don't like to fight southpaws. We know that. What happens when you have a guy just as smart as you are and able to make adjustments like Crawford? What happens when you have a guy that can hurt you with either hand? A guy that's powerful and strong like Crawford. A guy that's quick as Crawford. A guy that can fight you in the pocket. A guy that knows how to execute that Philly shell. He knows how to bust through that. He'll have enough to beat Floyd, and he'll not have enough to gain respect and hurt Floyd too. I don't think he knocks him out, but I think he'll win it close.
Importantly, the warnings aren't about doubting Crawford's greatness. He is widely regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world today. Instead, the concern comes from acknowledging the unique puzzle Mayweather represents. Even past his prime, Floyd has an unmatched ability to neutralize opponents, dictate pace, and frustrate elite fighters. Analysts note that Crawford, who excels at breaking down opponents over time, could find himself caught in Mayweather's defensive web, struggling to land clean shots or establish his rhythm.
Mayweather's the only one with no losses on his record right now. It's a tough thing in boxing to go that long.
I mean, you also got Andre Ward, but that was like, what, 32, 34?
Yeah, but Ward lost one somewhere in there.
No, I think he's undefeated.
Is he?
Yeah. But he's not as much as Mayweather. And the other thing, too, is that Mayweather, the resume, if we go back to the resume.
But you know what? I love that because everybody says Mayweather didn't fight nobody. He fought this guy.
They don't. Those are people that don't know about boxing.
Mayweather fought everybody they put into him. It's not his fault he saw Pacquiao late in Pacquiao.
Mayweather's current training habits explain why so many veterans still caution against fighting him at 48. Despite being long retired from professional bouts, Floyd remains committed to daily mitt work, intense pad sessions that highlight his reflexes, and a fitness regimen built on high reps, core stability, cardio, and efficient movement rather than brute force. It's this disciplined routine that keeps him sharp enough to remain a threat.
I want to make sure that I eat the right food, because I take care of my body. You know, even since I've been out here, I make sure, you know, I go for a jog, probably not like I did when I was competing. I do like a little 4 miles. Try to do 450 push-ups.
No.
450 sit-ups, yeah.
Well, you keep funny hours. Like even watching the All Access stuff with you keep real funny hours. Like why you want to sleep at 9 a.m. to 3 and then be up all night running around the streets? Like, have you always kept funny hours? You keep funny hours.
Remember, we work hard to become our own boss so we can do what we want to do. The ultimate goal is to go to sleep when you want to and wake up when you want to. See, when you don't wake up when you want to, then guess what? Somebody's controlling you. And I don't want to be controlled.
After Crawford's victory over Canelo Alvarez to become the undisputed super middleweight champion, Mayweather told TMZ, "The best man won." He praised the fight for bringing excitement to boxing and acknowledged that the sport takes a heavy toll on fighters physically. Floyd hinted that wear and tear might be catching up to Canelo but emphasized that only time would reveal the truth. He even left the door open for a potential rematch, stating, if they want it, it could happen. If not, they'll keep it moving.
Even though I think a lot of people who were fans were not exactly sure would Canelo win, would Bud be big enough, strong enough to handle Canelo's power? Well, the answer to that question was yes. I saw you placed a bet, won a lot of money. Congratulations. What are your thoughts? What was your reaction to the fight, Floyd, as you watched Bud and Canelo in there on Saturday?
Oh, it's good for boxing. It was exciting. The best man won.
Canelo washed up now at 35 years old?
Oh, I don't know. Boxing is a lot of wear and tear on the body. Maybe so. I'm not really sure.
Would you be interested in seeing a rematch, or would the fight be the same? Would it ultimately end up the same way?
I don't know. It's up to those two guys. They want to do a rematch, do a rematch. If not, keep it moving.
Would you watch it, or not any real interest?
I'm pretty sure I'll watch it. If they did it again, I'm pretty sure I will.
Still, Mayweather has repeatedly claimed that defeating Canelo is easier than many people suggest. He has mocked the idea that beating Canelo automatically earns a fighter legendary praise. Floyd argues that when they fought, Canelo was still young and developing, and that exposing his vulnerabilities back then doesn't necessarily mean those who follow deserve to be crowned the best.
Canelo, this guy can do, he can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting our fighters.
Some analysts continue to argue that Crawford, despite his perfect record and victories over top names, cannot yet be placed on the same pedestal as Mayweather because he lacks Floyd's iconic 50-0 legacy. To surpass him in the greatest ever debate, they believe Crawford needs more than high-profile wins. He must also face physically imposing fighters like David Benavidez, who many consider among the most dangerous men in boxing today.
Canelo is a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. And everyone is now saying that he's not the same fighter. He's not looking the same. Now remember this. No. I was older than Canelo is when I beat Canelo. So now imagine seeing Canelo at 36 and me at 36 and we fight. And now what y'all gonna say, well now he got what? I don't know how many fights he got.
Jeff Mayweather has acknowledged Crawford's greatness and the dominant fashion in which he's won big fights. However, when pressed on comparisons, Jeff was clear. In his eyes, Floyd remains the safer bet in a prime versus prime scenario. He criticized fighters like Canelo for making comments that inflate their own standing while downplaying Floyd's. And while Jeff recognizes Crawford's intelligence inside the ring, he insists that Crawford does not surpass Mayweather's legendary defensive abilities.
Canelo, that time was a razor-thin decision. Floyd won, majority decision. C.J. Ross had it with what a lot of people had as a draw, and then the other two judges scored it for Floyd, of course. And that was a Floyd at the top of his game with a very green Canelo with very little experience, and he still took him, into deep waters. So.
What was Canelo? What, 20-something? 20 what? 23? 25?
Yeah, he was. Very, very young in the game, obviously.
Yeah, very young. He had more fights than Floyd, and he lost.
Yeah, but
man, that was 30-something years old, 36.
But Floyd was clearly at the top of his career, and Canelo had fought a lot of people, but
How you at the top of your career in your prime? You in your prime? You ain't in your prime when you were 36. That's not your prime.
did he lose? I mean,
the prime is in your 20s.
It's different for different people.
Yeah, okay. And so, and that's why Canelo is saying what he's saying.
I mean, don't you? I mean,
want to make himself look like.
Even before Crawford fought Canelo, Jeff Mayweather predicted that Crawford could rise to the occasion. He suggested that a victory would not only cement his pound-for-pound dominance but could also set the stage for an even more historic showdown. Given Floyd's remarkable conditioning at 48 and Crawford's relentless drive for greatness, Jeff said the calls for a Crawford-Mayweather fight would be nearly impossible to ignore.
Your magic 8 ball? Do you think that'd be something in his?
I don't necessarily think that is something that he's looking for. But I mean, of course, if he gets past Canelo, he can fight as many bums as he wants to, just to make the record.
Do you think he would do that, or do you think he would?
I don't know. He seemed like he's a class act, and he seemed like he'll do whatever he feels, but I don't know. I mean, at what you said, 37?
37, yeah.
37? Yeah, that's still a lot of fights.
Oscar De La Hoya has also weighed in, siding firmly with Mayweather in the comparison. While he praised Crawford's achievements, especially moving up 3 weight classes to outbox Canelo, De La Hoya argued that Mayweather's technical mastery, timing, defensive skill, and ring IQ still set him apart. For Oscar, Floyd's craft remains superior.
And who would, because Canelo after the fight said that Crawford was way better than Floyd. You know Crawford, you know Canelo, you know Floyd. What do you think? Who would win in a fight?
My man. I have to disagree because Floyd Mayweather toyed with Canelo. Like, he literally toyed with him. He didn't get hit at all. Not one time. And Crawford, yeah, he's more of a fighter, boxer. Mayweather's more of a boxer. But I have to disagree. I think Mayweather is much more superior than Crawford. Not just because he beat me and it was a close fight, whatever, or that I stepped in the ring with Mayweather, but I really feel that technically.
Crawford himself has dismissed constant comparisons with Mayweather, saying both fighters belong to different eras. He acknowledges Floyd's greatness but emphasizes that Mayweather's time has passed, while he now represents boxing's present standard. His accomplishments, undisputed titles in multiple divisions and moving up through weight classes, serve as his proof of carrying the sport forward.
Both of us, so a lot of people, they can say what they want, but he's actually been in the ring with both of us. One where he felt like he was at the best, and another where he felt like he was at a disadvantage when he had a rehydration clause when he was younger. So, I don't know, I don't go off of that. Floyd is the best fighter, in his era, and I feel like I'm the best fighter in my era.
Crawford has also expressed admiration for Mayweather, crediting him for paving the way for fighters of his generation. He has praised Floyd's work ethic, defensive genius, and his control over the business side of boxing, saying that Floyd provided both a blueprint and inspiration. While Crawford now sees himself as the face of boxing, he acknowledges the foundation Mayweather laid.
I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, boss. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
But you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd. Nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hate type shit to me.
Yeah, like plot.
I ain't.
Brian Bomac McIntyre, Crawford's longtime trainer, insists that his fighter actually surpasses Mayweather in several areas. He points to Crawford's versatility, switching stances, adapting to any style, and carrying knockout power in both hands as skills Floyd never fully possessed. While Mayweather built his reputation on defense and control, Bomac argues that Crawford has combined technical excellence with a more aggressive, crowd-pleasing style that produces knockouts against elite opposition.
For the fight, the Crawford-Canelo fight, and you had a Cavs hat on. This time you've got a GOAT hat on. Is that how you're feeling? I know it says Muhammad Ali, but is that how you're feeling about Bud's performance, about his whole career?
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that way, man. Praise all time. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to him. You got to give it to his coaches. Not just me, Saul Red, Bernie, Chad, nutritionists. Everybody plays a part.
Canelo said he's way better than Mayweather. What do you think to that?
With Terence? Of course.
Commentator Max Kellerman highlights that Mayweather's legacy is built on a deep resume of victories, lightning speed, and defensive brilliance that remain almost unmatched. But he also notes Crawford's path has been riskier and more courageous. Whereas Mayweather often shows his moments, Crawford consistently took on all challengers and climbed through divisions without hesitation. For Kellerman, both legacies carry weight, but Crawford's may one day be defined more by the risks he embraced.
right up until the point where he started to make money. But as much credit as you get for making, the primacy of business, for making business your priority, well, that comes with trade-offs. Because when you make business decisions constantly, sometimes your athletic achievements won't be regarded in the same way as if you made athletic achievements your priority. That said, Mayweather has accomplished a tremendous amount athletically. But the three fighters he didn't fight, Antonio Margarito, Manny Pacquiao, when he was obliterating De La Hoya, Hatton, and Cotto, and Shane Mosley when he still has something left. And while he will wind up fighting Pacquiao and Mosley, it'll both be, at the right time for Floyd. That said, what about at the right, the right time for Floyd? He's also ancient. A fighter approaching 40, fighting at the level Mayweather is fighting, is unheard of. Mayweather, until recent times, would be considered one of the greatest older fighters. That would be the whole story. Oh my God, can you believe how old Mayweather is? It's a little bit unfair to Floyd to say, well, you're picking these guys at the right time. Floyd is old.
Kellerman has even argued that Manny Pacquiao and Crawford could rank above Mayweather on pound-for-pound lists. Pacquiao's rise through multiple divisions, his willingness to take risks, and his destruction of elite fighters at each level gave him an edge, in Kellerman's view, that even Floyd's undefeated record cannot erase.
Guys, no one has ever been a 4-division champion in boxing. Not a real one. Oh, Pacquiao won 8 and Oscar De La Hoya won 11 and this one won 15. No, I'm talking about Ring Magazine champ or lineal champ. You are the champion of that division. Forever, the record was 3 by Henry Armstrong. Manny Pacquiao was the first dude to really win 4. Floyd gets credit for 4 for beating Canelo, but that wasn't at the junior middleweight limit. I don't count that. I don't count that. Terence Crawford just joined Manny Pacquiao as the only legit 4-division champion in the history of boxing. And he did it by jumping middle. He came lightweight, junior welter, then he won a belt at junior middle, not the whole championship, and then skipped middle to fight Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed, for the Ring Magazine super middleweight championship of the world, and left no doubts, including with Canelo, who was all class after the fight but knew what had just...
Roy Jones Jr. has echoed similar doubts, questioning whether Mayweather truly faced the toughest opponents at their peak. He suggests many of Floyd's biggest fights came against rivals who were past their prime or not at their sharpest. In contrast, Pacquiao repeatedly faced top fighters in their prime. For Jones, Mayweather's 50-0 record is impressive but not conclusive proof that he is the greatest ever.
Top 5?
No, not in my book. No,
not even top 10?
Maybe top 10 in my book, Kevin. Not top 5. He maybe top 10, but not top 5. Floyd can fight, don't get it wrong. Floyd can fight. But here's what my problem is. Well, I understand, I know you're a Floyd fan, but here's my problem. Who did Floyd fight that was on his level when he fought? Only Canelo. That's it. Don't give me that stuff about the other guy that was going to prison. He know he's going to prison when he get through. And then to take it even further.
He fought Cotto.
Cotto was not on his level. Wait. See, stop. Let me finish first. Cotto.
You asked me a question.
Cotto already was done. And Cotto an all-time great? No. Cotto's an all-time Puerto Rican great. Cotto's not an all-time great in boxing.
I agree with you.
He's an all-time Puerto Rican great. All right, so that's not great. That's not on your level. Pacquiao, you waited till Pacquiao got knocked out by Marquez before you fought him. If you'd have fought him 4 years ago, it'd have been something. Because both of y'all were here. We'd have found out who the best was. You waited till Marquez knocked him out, now you fought him. If I wait till somebody beat James Toney before I fight him, do I get credit for being the greatest fighter of all time because I beat James Toney?
No, you don't.
No, I don't. So my point is, you didn't do it the right way. You know that. Who else did you fight besides them best 2 names you can pull up besides Canelo?
What I'm saying is that who do you think around that time would have even beaten Floyd that he didn't fight?
So my point is, I'm not going to say who
because I can't name a person.
I'm not going to say who would have beat Floyd. Like I said, I'm just saying Floyd never fought nobody that was obviously equal. He didn't fight a James Toney. He didn't go looking for a James.
So the question remains, does Mayweather's defensive dominance still set him apart from today's greats? Drop your take in the comments.